At this point, in terms of the user interface for our module, we're complete. We've created the ability to generate a block that has a setting for the number of items to display in it. We've created a module settings page that allows us to set the max number of items that somebody can select for that configuration. And we've hooked up the user interface to be able to go to that configuration form in a multitude of ways. And that's all our module does from the front end. But from the back end, we still have a couple of loose ends to tie up. Let's take a look at our module file. I'm going to go back to our Trails folder and open up trails.module. And let's start from the top and cut out anything that we don't need and update anything else that needs to be updated. Okay, so first we have Trails init. Now we already have an alternative for that, so we can remove that. So I'm going to delete that. Hook permission. Okay, so this seems like one of those things that could be converted into a YAML file. So let's see if hook permission is still used across the Drupal code base. I'm going to search for hook permission, do find. Okay, 51 usages. Okay, so it looks like it's still in use. Let's take a look at this example in action module. I'm going to scroll down here. So action permission, return array, administer actions. There's a title, administer actions. So it looks like we're following suit with that. Let's look at just a couple more. Aggregator, scroll down. Okay, looks about the same. Ban, block. Okay, so I'm not seeing description anywhere, and I don't know if maybe that's because it's been deprecated or because our module is just awesome. Here's an example of one with a description. Okay, so everything looks in line with what we have here. I don't think we need to change anything. So let's leave that and continue to scroll down. I'll drop out this search here. Hook menu. Now, hook menu doesn't exist anymore, so we can just ditch this as well. It feels so good to cut out code. All right, hook help. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to do a search for hook help across the code base and see some examples. Okay, so we have the action module here. And if we look at the signature of hook help, we have route name and then request. Now, this signature looks significantly different. It's path and then arg. So let's copy this and paste it in here to update at least the signature. And now it's switching by route name. So let's copy route name and paste it here instead of path. This makes sense. Since we're using routes now, those are going to be more reliable than a path in order to show help content. Okay, so we're doing case and then the name of the route. So I think admin config trails, we should probably be able to take the name of that route and put it straight in there. So let's go to trails.routing.yml and we'll copy trails settings. We'll jump back over to the trails module and we'll paste that in here. Okay, so this should be good as far as we can tell so far. Now this case is unique, admin help trails. Now if we look at this help, I would expect to see something similar to this. Let's look at these cases. So we have case help page action, so that's a page. I'm going to scroll down, continue to scroll down. Okay, we have action.admin. That seems like it might be what this is actually. But let's scroll down and see if there's another option. Action admin configure. Okay, so those are our options. Let's take a look at another implementation and see if there's anything that sort of coincides between the two. Okay, for this one we have case help page aggregator. Okay, so that actually looks familiar. If we look at the action module here, there's help page action. So let's go ahead and copy this and we'll do help.page.trails and see if that does the trick. So I'm going to go back to the browser and let's go to help. Okay, so we're seeing this error, recoverable fatal error, although it doesn't seem to have recovered very well. Argument 2 passed to Trails help must be an instance of request, and it says instance of Symfony component HTTP foundation request given. All right, so maybe we're using the wrong version of request. If we go back to our editor and we look over in one of these files that is implementing hook help, and we go to the very top, we see that it's using Symfony component HTTP foundation request. Let's copy this, and I'm going to scroll up to the top here, and let's add a use statement. While we're at it, let's remove this deadwood here, which is just a carryover from when Drupal used CVS for version control. I've been wanting to get rid of that for a while. And let's save this and go back to that help page. I'm going to refresh in the browser. Hey, okay. And now we see Trails being registered here. Cool. So Trails is a simple module that displays a trail of pages that were last visited. We go back to our editor and go back to Hook Help. We see that we've correctly decoded exactly how to add our help to that general help page. All right, I'm going to close out this search here. So Hook Help should be good to go at this point.